So guess what? UAW rips corporate greed as John Deere as mass layoffs follow a $43 billion in stock buybacks.
Wait a minute. Isn't this the tractor company that went woke recently?
Yes.
And they got mad? It was about this, and they were faking it with like pink washing, they call it.
So, this really happened. The United Auto Workers on Tuesday condemned the manufacturing company John Deere over recent mass layoffs at factories in Iowa and Illinois, arguing the company's strong profits, lavish handouts to investors, and exorbitant CEO pay give the lie to claims that the job cuts and outsourcing were necessary. So this is what Richard Wolff is talking about. Like, it's if you had the workers own that company, the workers wouldn't do this to themselves and decimate their communities with job layoffs for no reason. The company's profitable. They're making a profit. They make a product that sells well. And then so the reward for that is they outsource their jobs. They take all the profits, give it to a handful of people, and when they're screwing their workers, what they're doing is screwing over communities. They're screwing over towns and cities and communities and families. That's what they're doing. So the money's there. The money's there. John Deere's reckless layoffs and job cuts are an insult. They're not reckless. They're intentional. They're very well controlled.
That's why they had the queer flags ready to go.
That's right.
Because it was so they could call you phobic because you didn't want to lose your like somehow that's connected.
So John Deere most recently just got completely woke with the LGBTQIA plus 2S community.
Wow. It's weird how that's always connected. Screwing you and then trotting out that shit.
Once again, fulfilling my theory that all that woke stuff and all that is all for companies whilst they're screwing the worker, it's in the country to wrap themselves in a patina of virtue. That's what that's about. So
they're proud of it.
Let's be clear. There is no need for John Deere to kill good American jobs and outsource them to Mexico for cheap labor. Of course there is, so they can make more profit. What are you talking about? The company is forecasted to make $7 billion in profit this year. CEO, and the CEO is going to make $27 million. So we just had Richard Wolff on the show saying that America is no longer makes anything, and these jobs aren't coming back. The capitalists are all taking their capital and putting it in other places where it's cheaper to make stuff. And it ain't coming back. This reshoring stuff, it's all bullshit. It's not happening. So unless we have a massive revolution in a sense where these companies that now become co-ops, right? And Professor Richard Wolff explained there's the biggest co-op in the world has 100,000 employees. So this could work. So then this doesn't happen. This company's making $7 billion a year in profit. So what do? We pull the rug out from underneath all of our workers, and that means underneath the communities they live in. And we hollow out our country even further. This is the people who actually run the country. This is their plan. What do you want to say, Kurt?
No, we're a shell company, just like Boeing. And we're hollowed out. This ain't a commie that did all this.
Communists didn't do this.
I'm not pro-communist, but like, are you joking how many times does that have to happen for you to realize that's not what this isn't?
So the people who hate Venezuela and the people who say they hate communism and socialism because they don't really understand what socialism means. What is your solution to this? A company is super profitable. The CEO's making $27 million a year. That's $100,000 a day. That the CEO is making $100,000 a day. The company's making $7 billion in profit. That's not $100 million in profit. That's profit. That's not $500 million in profit. That's not That's not 1,000. That is fucking $7 billion. That is $7,000 million. Okay, I'm not a math surgeon. I'll stop trying to make it. But it's $7 billion.
Well, guess
in
what?
Profit. That's not gross. That's it. That's net after they pay every jag off that kind of money. That's their profit. What, Kurt?
Bet you anything, they're not making. See, that doesn't even matter. It's the projected profit. So they might not have done well enough this year, even making that profit, because they projected 14 billion, and all the bets are already made ahead of time. So this could be a lot. That like a lot of times you see this like ridiculous compensation, like, oh well, we didn't make our goals, so we have to fire people. So it's not. That's not enough profit. You understand?
Yeah.
They've all bets to make like double that profit.
I hear what you're saying.
That's how perverse it is.
So
and that's how much the fuck capitalism is.
So this version of capitalism could make a $7 billion profit into a loss. So
this might be a package. So 26 million.
So people who don't like Professor Richard Wolff's solution to this, what is your solution? Because this is what's happened in America for the last 50 years. That companies that are profitable take that and they just pull the rug out from underneath their workers that just generated all that profit, and they send it to poor, more desperate workers in another country that has no worker protections. They send it to China or India or Bangladesh or Mexico, which is what they're doing.
We're desperate people.
More so, yeah. They found more desperate people somewhere willing to work for less. The union went on to note that John Deere, which is headquartered in Illinois, has spent more than $43 billion on investor-enriching stock buybacks and dividends over the past 20 years, leaving no question that there is enough profit to go around and that the company can afford to keep good jobs in Iowa and Illinois. Of course there is. So why are they choosing not to do that? Because John Deere's corporate greed means more to them than the lives of working class people in Ankeny, Waterloo, Ottumwa, or Dubuque, and our government lets them get away with it with broken trade laws that don't protect workers on either side of the border. When the company is doing as well as John Deere on the hard work of those UAW members who make the product that generate those profits, there is absolutely no reason for job cuts, layoffs, outsourcing, or cut. The UAW represents more than 10,000 John Deere employees across the United States, and in 2021 held a 5-week strike against the company over inadequate wages and benefits. In recent weeks, John Deere has laid off an estimated 1,500 U.S. workers as part of what the company has described as a broader effort to control costs.
Yeah.
The Guardian's Michael Sonato noted last month that the companies reported a profit of over $10 billion in fiscal year 2023 and spent more than $7.2 billion on stock buybacks. So instead of investing it back in the company, or the UAW statement came a day after John Deere announced it would lay off around 300 salaried employees at its headquarters in Moline. We were just in Moline. The batch of layoffs comes after the tractor giant said earlier this month it would lay off nearly 600 workers across 2 factories in Iowa and 1 in Moline. Given that the John Deere is a major beneficiary of federal contracts and subsidies, U.S. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris have faced calls to act in response to the company's mass layoffs and stop. They're not going to do anything.
Have they faced really?
Corporations that do business with the federal government aren't going to like it and will surely cry socialism, Les Leopold, executive director of the Labor Institute, wrote in an op-ed for Common Dreams last week. But if the Democrats don't find a way to intervene and stop the needless mass layoffs that are happening right now, there's a good chance Trump and Vance might fill that void. Yeah.
Wait, so they have socialism. It's just that John Deere gets all the socialism.
That's right. It's socialism for the rich, rugged individualism for everybody else. So they have socialism. Socialism is the government contracts.
Yeah, it's not for you, but they have it. Don't worry.
As the White House remains quiet on the issue, the UAW said it's doing all it can to minimize the impacts of these cuts and layoffs for our members at John Deere and pushing the company to do right by them. Yeah, okay. We will keep pushing for justice. What do you mean pushing? What do you mean pushing? So what the UAW should do is tell Joe Biden, we're not going to vote for you. That's how you push. You tell Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, not only we're not going to vote for you, but we're going to go try to make a deal with to Trump and Vance. That's the only thing you can do. Or we're going to start our own party, which is what the UAW should have done long ago, but the UAW is also corrupt. They should have started their own workers' party long ago. But at Lou, they haven't done that. So what they should do is now tell Kamala Harris, we're not voting for you. In fact, we'll expose you as being an enemy of the worker. That's what they should do. But they're not going to do that. Because the UAW is also corrupt. And the guy who runs it, that Sinn Féin guy, is also corrupt. He's so corrupt. He won't answer questions from a show like this. What? Right? What? He won't.
I was rooting for Sinn Féin.
I was rooting for Sinn Féin too. We will keep pushing for justice. That is such empty bullshit language.
You mean stroking for justice?
Yeah. The working class will not accept the scraps while the CEO... Well, they have no choice because people like Sinn Féin at the UAW ain't going to fucking do anything about it. In fact, they've already endorsed Kamala Harris, I'm sure. They endorsed Joe Biden after he crushed a union strike, a railroad strike. They endorsed him. After he's funding a genocide, they endorsed him. They ain't pushing shit. They're in bed. The UAW is in bed with the establishment. What do you want to say, Kurt?
Scraps is what you were getting before you got laid off.
That's right.
Now bugs. You'll be eating bugs now. No more scraps. That's for, I guess, someone who enters illegally.
So I had a bad feeling about that Sinn Féin guy at the UAW. I had a bad feeling. There was a reason why they were allowed to get... He was doing his rolling strikes, and they were allowed to get that deal. There's a reason for all that shit. Anyway, okay, that's it. Kurt, are you're going to be at our show in Chicago, August 16th. We'll see you there. Everybody go to jimmydore.com, get a link for that show. And Mike McRae will also be there. So Mike McRae is going to be on that show. Russell Dobular is going to be on that show. Kurt Mexican's going to be on that show. Steph Zamorano is going to be on that show. And can we announce that... Okay, so
no announcement yet.
We have a big celebrity we're trying to nail down for that show, but we haven't got it confirmed. We've got a soft confirm. Okay. All right, Kurt. Are you going to be anywhere between now and then, or no?
August, I just have that, and then September, the road starts up again. So it's on KurtMetzgerComedy.com.
Hey, I saw you eating one of those burgers at the Creek in the Cave. I love their burgers.
They're good food here.
Yeah, I love their burgers there. Anyway, all right, Kurt, we'll see you. Talk to you Wednesday.
Yep.
All right.
Misha, will you talk to him while I read these about your bit? Like, show him if that's okay, if you mind. All right. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'll sit in the center because a couple of you are like, why isn't she? Please make her in center. 1803
played over my shoulder. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thanks. 1803, Meyer Rothschild said, "Let me control the economy. You can do what you want with the government." Tau manifesting tarot. Devanes. Okay, so you have to pay to be read. Tell your audience to buy GME. Even cancel this conspiracy. Mr. Ian was afraid to speak on it. Devanes. Tiller. The nation is slowly realizing the president isn't the president and are good with it. Thank you, Tiller 821. All right, ready? Back to Jim.
Hey, have a special comedy. Everybody's demanding it. People are demanding it.
No, you don't have to do camera 4 over his shoulder.
People are demanding this video. More comedy sketches from Misha. Well, from your lips to God's ears, here it is. Ready? Democracy's on the ballot.
I'll have the democracy burger. We don't have that anymore, but we do have a processed burger that goes through a selection process. That doesn't sound right. It's delicious. It's basically the democracy burger, but then we take out all the fixins and the sides, and you're left with whatever we want to serve you, which today is a curried saltfish and a pungent marinade with a secret sauce. No thanks. You really hate women, don't you?
Ah!
Racist.
First of all, I want to play it again, but first of all, I love the hat.
That's what I told her.
Where'd you get the hat? Oh.
That's what she wears when on a sunny day.
Okay, here, let's play it again.
I'll have the democracy burger. We don't have that anymore, but we do have a processed burger that goes through a selection process. That doesn't sound right. It's delicious. It's basically the democracy burger, but then we take out all the fixins and the sides, and you're left with whatever we want to serve you, which today is a curried saltfish and a pungent marinade with a secret sauce. No thanks. You really hate women, don't you?
Ah!
Racist.
Who could look that cute saying it?
That is funny. Nicely done. Very funny. Hey, democracy's on the ballot, except it's not. You didn't get to vote for the person who's on the ballot. Isn't that weird? Democracy's on the ballot, except you didn't get to vote for the person who's on the ballot. How could that be? Okay, we're going to do a...
Can you just do... All right, so you the reads. All right, you can come to Steph as he's reviewing. Here we go, girls. Everybody's saying, bravo, Misha. What a cutie. Nice one. Yeah, totally cute. It's weird that it's weird. It's a gift, Misha, that you can play two characters and seem so different. So different. I love it. Really terrific. I'm so glad. I made her do this, ladies and gentlemen. I said, I gotta have this. Devanes.
Have you been taking?
Jimmy, you shave or is your hairless chest natural? No shame either way. Just move the mic, my favorite person in the room.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Devanes. Mechanization is the great evil of the West, turning the living, breathing, feeling world into number units, raw material to be fed into machines. This evil will come back to bite us in the major way. Hannah, sir, back to Jimmy.
Hey, look, most of us aren't trying to become Olympians, but who doesn't want to feel strong, healthy, and at the end of the day, have some energy left in the tank? But that's not happening without good nutrition. So that's why lots of people, including me, should take Field of Greens. It's whole, organic fruits and vegetables, no extracts, no lab-made stuff. Just one scoop a day gives you simple, real nutrition. Field of Greens feeds your body with fruits and vegetables medically chosen to support your health, your heart, your vital organs, and your immune system. Here are just some of the differences people feel when they take Field of Greens. They have steady energy throughout the day, no afternoon crashes, better sleep, and even their stomachs feel better. That's true. Field of Greens is our go-to for getting the nutrients we need, even on those bad eating days. I'm sure you'll love Field of Greens, but if you don't, you can return it for a full refund. Who does that? And I got you 15% off your first order and free rush shipping. Visit fieldofgreens.com and use promo code Jimmy. That's promo code Jimmy at fieldofgreens.com. Fieldofgreens.com. Think there's a problem I didn't put in the first person?
No, I think you're good.
Hey, let me guess, your medicine cabinet is crammed with stuff that doesn't work. You aren't sleeping, you still hurt, and you're stressed out. That's how it was for me, so I cleared out my cabinet and reset my health with CBD from CB Distillery. It's okay. Steph, we got to redo this. Go read.
Okay, you got it. You're damn right the money is there. My grandfather worked as a union steam fitter in the 60s, 70s, 80s. GMA, stayed home, 3 kids, other grandpa, Pittsburgh. Press G, stayed home, 4 kids, company. have money. Companies have money. Joybird, thank you, Joybird. Those John Deere workers are my neighbors here in Iowa. These cities are going to die, and what are they supposed to do? There are no jobs. End imperialism. Grasshopper, thank you, Grasshopper.
Okay, ready?
Back to Jim.
Hey, let me guess, your medicine cabinet is crammed with stuff that doesn't work. You ain't sleeping. You're not feeling good. You still hurt, and you're stressed out. Like, hey, guess what? Clear out that medicine cabinet and fill it up with CBD from CB Distillery. It's going to be a real change. CB Distillery's targeted formulations are made from the highest quality, clean ingredients. No fluff, no fillers, just pure, effective CBD solutions designed to help support your health. In 2 non-clinical surveys, 81% of customers experienced more calm. 80% said CBD helped with pain after physical activity. And an impressive 90% said they slept better with CBD. If you struggle with a health concern and haven't found relief, make the change to CB Distillery. And with over 2 million customers and a solid 100% money-back guarantee, CB Distillery is the source to trust. I have a 20% discount for you to get you started. Visit cbdistillery.com and use the code Jimmy for 20% off. That's cbdistillery.com, code Jimmy, cbdistillery.com. Okay.
All right. Will you just do me one more favor? The bottle there. Talk about a distillery, ladies and gentlemen.
Talk about your distillery. I want to thank Ian at Old Bakery Gin in the UK. So I already drank a bottle of this when I was over there. So when I did my show at the Leicester Square Theater, we had some of this backstage, and because they didn't have Negroni stuff, right? So we made this. Fantastic.
We added their recipe. You'll see it on the back.
Is this available for sale?
You have to go online for it.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Old Bakery Gin, a small family business, small batch London dry gin, inspired by a secret 100-year-old illicit recipe. It's supply. Oh, this is the gin that they supply to Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, the plumbers.
Yeah. So this is great stuff, and so thanks to Ian. What does it say on the back?
So will they tell you?
It says
yes.
The plumbers bought an old bakery to turn it into an office. During a legal dispute over an old oven and chimney, they found out that the bakers made illicit gin there over 100 years ago. The plumbers then tracked down the descendants and resurrected the original 4 botanical recipe. Here it is. So they have a serving suggestion is use iced tonic, pink grapefruit slice, and basil leaves. That's what we did.
It is so good.
It was great. You should avoid alcohol if you're pregnant or trying to conceive. Yeah.
Too late. And so Ian did a handoff to Barry because Barry was traveling in Europe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so they made it happen. He contacted me and then he goes, do you know anybody? I'm like, hold on. My brother-in-law is in London.
Oh,
and they
that's
did
right.
The handoff on, I think, like the 31st of July.
Well, that's very sweet. Thank you for that. I enjoyed it. And I will be making some cocktails with this.
Yeah.
Nice
I'm going to get
work.
some grapefruits and basil.
Okay. What is it? Now, it's called Old Bakery Gin. Old Bakery Gin. Okay.
All right, so we're going to do locals. This will take me 1 minute to wrap up today. And so let me go ahead and do this, ladies and gentlemen. Are you watching Kamala? Comics for Kamala? It's so much fun, everybody. Okay, here we go. P.W. Walker. Not only would a Harris regime punish the UAW for backing Trump, the Dem establishment welcomes letting the UAW punishment become a warning to other unions. P.W. Walker. Thank you, P.W. Walker. Can't wait to see you on my birthday in Michigan. Skinny Ribsy. Thank you, Skinny Ribsy. Tiller, the nation is slowly realizing the president isn't the president and are good with it. Oh, are you doing my crawl? Are you doing my crawl? Are you doing my crawl? Maybe you will. The nation is slowly realizing that was from Tiller. Much appreciated, Tiller. Go, rock on, Jimmy. That's Ant T1. I read that one from P.W. Walker. Lots buzzing on my phone right now. Bankrupting the U.S. and its people is the point. That's how the globalists take control of it all. Grasshopper. I like your brain, Grasshopper. Let's see. I think I read that Skinny Ribsy. Looking forward to your birthday. That'll be fun. Taj Reality Kennedy, 24 is truly our only hope. Time has run out. We're either all going to get behind RFK or we're done. If Israel pulls the strings, then the candidate you're holding out for won't get into office. All righty. Hannah, sir, basically we need to unmake all the progress and development we're told is good for us, but actually very bad. We need to deprogram on a very deep level. Thank you. Misha is pretty damn cute, even when she's on the show dressed very modestly and wearing her eyeglasses, but she's defo a little batty after seeing her all done up in a little skit she did. You should see what she's wearing right now. It's inappropriate for a small studio. She doesn't mind. She's wearing crotchless shoes. Just reordered Mel's book at thriftbooks.com. Woo, right? Sexy. Devanes. Thank you, Devanes. Kurt buys some share of GameStop. I can smell your weevil ass from here. Wow, Devanes. That took a turn. Didn't see that happening. Cornpop. Hey, I know what, guys. Let's call it a credit to make them think that we're getting credits, but actually they're getting guinea pigs for our upcoming authoritarian face scamming program. What do you say, boys? Cornpop, bad dude. Roddy, thank you, Roddy. Nujan. Oh, I read that one earlier about the UK guy. If Americans knew, it's a great channel here on YouTube. Thank you, Avidia. A secret group of powerful people control the world. 61% of the Montenegrin citizens believe this from UNICEF Montenegro. Cornpop is a bad dude. Funny, all the right-wing patriots who back the blue don't realize the blue are order-following government enforcers. Ladies and gentlemen, that was from Hannah, sir. Cornpop, the riots started from immigrants stabbed 3 children. The Catholic and Jewish immigration services caused all of this, Cornpop. Fred, I promise you Wolf didn't share the profits of his book. Come on. He's not, a company doesn't write the book. I don't understand that. Okay. Akareka, great stuff. Thanks, Jimmy Dore Show. And I think if we had a moral of today's show, the moral would be, if at first your government doesn't succeed and you hear Dems cry again, just abort those motherfuckers. Thank you so much. And this last one came in from Devanes, and we're going to go to locals after this. I'll be in Tempe. You can censor me there, Steph, longtime fan, though I think you're a couple of CIA agents. Devanes! Closing out strong. All right, we're going to be at locals, and we'll be back Wednesday. We're going to be doing StreamYard on Wednesday. Whoa, what's that going to be? At noon. Are we doing it at noon? I didn't even know that. These things, how did I not know this? Noon. See you at noon. All right, now locals. Be back in a minute.
Show. there's Jews in the walls. Isn't it bliss? The rabbinical grace soiling the mattresses. Well, let me tell you. If I were Rabbi Shmuley and diddle-diddle-diddle-digga-digga-diddle-diddle-dum, all day long I'd diddle little bums. If I were a Shmuley man, I'd peddle all my dildos, dreidel dildos, selling dildos with my daughter and her mum. If I were a Jewish Shmuley man, I'd be digging with a dildo in my bum. I'd wear a grotesque nose and go grab some goyim right on the nipple with a pinch. A Shabbos lap dance brace for the youngest mensch.
At this time, more than any other time, you know, revolution is necessary. It is necessary. Not only based on what has happened with the MOVE organization, you know, the babies that have been murdered, you know, MOVE adults that have been murdered, bombs being dropped on us, but past that to what is happening with all black people, so-called minority people, you know, money poor people. You know, this government, as has been said earlier, has waged war on us. But, you know, something about us, particularly here in America, we don't really understand that. You know, we don't really know what war is. You know, for black people, for poor people, that people see as good, that they wasn't forced to do, that they didn't do to try to keep black people appeased, you know, and calm down so that black people wouldn't riot. A prison situation is a crystallized example of that. You can make phone calls in prison. They have movies in prison, but they don't have those things because they just want to be nice to prisoners. They have those things because they know damn well if they don't have, you know, people being able to contact their family, if they don't have, you know, facilities for people to sit there and watch movies, people are going to be frustrated, upset, and they're going to direct that frustration at them prison administrators, and they're going to have riots on their hands. You know, they're going to have people in them prisons turning them prisons out. That's why they have movies. That's why they have access to phones the way they do. And a stop to it when we don't like it, or encouraging it when it's something that's in our interest. You know, we have to call the shots. The people have to take the reins of this system and start dictating, you know, what we need, what needs to be done. And, you know, taking the initiative to do it ourselves. We can't rely on this system. I mean, you know, don't people see what's happening? Every single confrontation that MOVE people have been involved in, every single issue, you know, oppression, economic issues, every single issue facing our people, you know, is something that can be dealt with very, very simply. All people got to do is make their wishes known. All people have to do is stand up and say, listen, we're not accepting that. Unity is the key. Unity is the key to revolution. Revolution ain't nothing to be afraid of. It ain't nothing to shy away from. Revolution, contrary to what officials, you know, this system and those backing the officials running the system, you know, want people to believe that revolution means violence, you know, means blood in the street. I'm saying it can get to that point, but it don't have to be violent. You know, when people come together and take a strong stand on an issue, this government don't have no choice but to listen. Where you think they get their authority from? They don't have no power, but they do have authority to do certain things. Where you think they get it from? They get it from us, from the people. You know, they get it from us accepting the things that they do to be done to stop it, then you have some people who want to then turn around and say, yeah, well, it's the best we have, and want to make excuses. The time for excuses is over. It's over. Every man, woman, and child has to be involved in this revolution. Not only has to be, but is, whether you want to be or not. I mean, our babies gave their lives for this revolution on May 13th. Men, women, and children were murdered. And not just moved babies. What about all of the young men, women, children 8, 9 years old shot down on the street by cops, by drug pushers? I mean, where do you think that mentality comes from? It comes from this system, from the mentality of this system of getting over, making a quick buck, I'm saying that's where that needs to be done to stop it. Then, what I want people to really, really understand is that it's past time. It is past time for poor people, black people, to realize that this system has failed you. It has failed you. You can't get nothing from it. And what people got to do is withdraw our support from it and start doing for ourselves. That's what we got to do. How long are people going to sit back and beg, this government to do what's right, when for hundreds of years, all you've gotten is a slap in the face. All you've gotten is this government kicking your ass. That's all. That's all black people have ever gotten from this government.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit